Akasa Kingdom in Bayelsa State, which is made up of 19 communities, has hosted Governor Seriake Dickson as his campaign train got to the ancient kingdom. Sagana community is the first stop as the people welcome the governor and his team. The People's Democratic Party is soliciting the community's support in the upcoming December 5th governorship election.
Akasa Kingdom in Bayelsa State, which is made up of 19 communities, is hosting Governor Seriake Dickson in his campaign train. Sagana community is the first stop in the kingdom. The people welcome the august visitor and his team, who are here to solicit for their vote in the upcoming December the 5th gubernatorial elections.
Ward 10 asked me as a leader to tell you that you should be 100% sure of Ward 10 votes.
The endorsement wasn't just from the youths. The paramount ruler of Sagana community, Chief Pt.2, explained why they will work to ensure the re-election of the governor.
He was able to make our son, the Honorable Abraham Ngobere, as the Deputy Speaker of the House, who is the number 4 person in the state. So we are happy. He doesn't stop there alone. He also gave appointment to Dr. Ibatonyo, who happens to be the Commissioner for Health. He's from this place. Urokiane, Commissioner for Local Government Service Commission. Honorable Bello Bina, Special Advisor to the Governor on General Duties, and a lot of other things.
Aside Sagana community, the re-elect Dickson campaign train also visited other communities in Akasa Kingdom. Obviously pleased with the level of acceptance by the people, the governor immediately granted the requests made by leaders of the community.
A few things on our government still consider for now. But more appointments will still come on our way after the election. Better still will come on our way after the election. On our ask of primary school, the commissioner will come check the population of students. If it be as on a talk, where things say be so, then we'll go build the primary school block for you people as you ask.
Even though it's a journey of soliciting for votes, there were other side attractions as the campaign afforded homegrown musicians to express their talents.
The All Progressives Congress, APC, and its candidate in the April 11 governorship election in Akwa Ibom State, Mr. Omana, have filed an appeal at the appellate court in Abuja, challenging the judgment of the state governorship election petition tribunal. The tribunal, headed by Justice Sadiq Umar, had in its judgment delivered on October the 21st, nullified elections in 18 out of the 31 local government areas of the state and ordered a rerun by the Independent National Electoral Commission. But in their notice of appeal, the APC and its candidate faulted the tribunal's judgment, describing it as miscarriage of justice. The appellants claimed that the tribunal erred in not nullifying the election of Governor Udom Emmanuel in its entirety, since, according to them, he did not meet the mandatory 2/3 majority needed to retain his seat. Lawyers to the Senate President this afternoon refiled a fundamental human rights application on behalf of Dr. Bukola Saraki. Counsel to Dr. Saraki, Mr. Ajibola Oluyede, says the case has been refiled at the Federal High Court in Abuja. The Senate President had sued the Attorney General of the Federation, the EFCC, the ICPC, the Inspector General of Police, and the Code of Conduct Bureau. In a suit, Senator Saraki asked the court to declare that his arraignment and trial before the CCT falls short of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights and Section 36 of the Nigerian Constitution, which guarantees his right to fair hearing and personal liberty. He also asked the court to nullify the charges of false assets declaration pending against him. The Senate President also wanted the court to restrain the respondents from inviting, arresting, or prosecuting him on the basis of any allegation arising from his tenure as governor of Kwara State between 2003 and 2011. Earlier today, the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos State held that it had no jurisdiction to entertain the matter. Justice Ibrahim Buba then struck out the application. For more on the news at 10, let's go to Abuja studios where Linda Akigwe is standing by to give us more on this particular matter.
Hello and welcome to Abuja. Now, it's been about 5 months since this Senate was inaugurated, but it appears that from the very beginning that the Senate has been in the news for reasons other than legislative functions. Most senators want the issue quickly resolved to allow them move on with the work at hand. And joining me now on the news at 10 is the newly inaugurated chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, Senator Aliyu Abdullah. You're welcome to the news at 10, Senator Abdullah.
Thank you.
Now, first was a tussle, the leadership tussle that, plagued the Senate as soon as the inauguration, even on that day of inauguration. Now, hardly had that been resolved, before the Senate's president's travails at the Code of Conduct Tribunal started. Do you think that the Senate has been able to perform 100% in spite of all these events or distractions?
Thank you very much. Surely, I want to say the Senate has been up and doing with respect to its responsibility. The issue of the Senate President's travail, I think he has answered that question himself, that I wouldn't have been here if I wasn't the Senate President. To me, I think it has summed up what the crisis is all about. But be that as it may, the Senate, since our inauguration, has been up and doing. You will recall that we have carried out a number of activities. There are a number of motions of very urgent importance to this country that has been moved. The most important being the issue of the rice import bill, for example. The issue of rising unemployment, which was just last week, just 2 days ago. Yeah. And the Senate went through the screening process, which was another very rigorous exercise. And there was confirmation of the service chiefs, if you remember. So what I want to put across here is the job of the Senate, beyond what we do in the chamber, continued at the committee level. The ad hoc committee on power is still on, and I think with the new committees now, they are trying to interface to round up that particular aspect.
Now, what do you think? What really is a concern about the senators, as regards the trial of the Senate President? What is a concern?
Well, for the senators, I guess it's something that, within the ambit of the law, we believe, well, he has been charged, and he has the right to, pursue his fundamental rights with respect to all of these issues. But for us as a Senate, we believe that the issue of separation of power is very important, and we want to really see the Senate as an arm as one of the arms of government, and we should have good working relationship with both the judiciary and the executive. And within this context, whatever comes to us in the chamber will definitely be devoid of sentiment, despite the fact that the Senate President is going through this. We have not allowed what is passing through to interfere with what we do in the chamber and every other legislative duty that we have.
Now, whichever way the judgment goes, do you think that this trial would affect the performance or the ratings of the 8th Senate?
That will be left for Nigerians to judge in terms of our rating. But for us, I want to put it on record that we want to be different. It's a total resolve among the senators of the 8th assembly that we want to really move away from some of the past mistakes or errors that we have seen in the practice of the legislative arm. And to that extent, we have a legislative agenda, which you are aware is still in process. Mm-hmm. Like I said earlier today, we have not concluded that because we are also holding a bit to see what are the key priority programs that the federal government, the executive, will come up with. So that at the end of the day, one of the fundamental principles in our legislative agenda is that we are going to have what we call priority legislative action, bills. So if we know what the executive, direction is, we will be able to see what do we prioritize in this our, list. And that's, the other aspect is diversification of the economy, for which Mr. President has hammered so much on. And I think we are set to give our own support in terms of bringing about legislations that will move this particular aspect of our economy forward.
Thank you very much, Senator Abdullahi, for joining us on the News at 10.
Thank you, Linda.
And that's all from Abuja. Back to you in Lagos.
Many thanks, Linda. When News at 10 returns, efforts on to ensure that the economic partnership between ECOWAS and West Africa is sustained. That's on Business News.